And we already know that there's places in heaven that represent seasons on this earth. He took a shadow of a place in heaven and made it a whole season on this earth, like the wintertime. They have Christmas Town in heaven.
Yes.
There's a fun place for you. In the summertime here on the earth, that's the shadow of a Wipeout Surf Park where you can ride 80-foot waves and you're not going to die. That's the fun part. It's funny how most of these have fun parts. And then there's a mountain of spices in heaven where fall is always there. And you can go on horseback rides up into the beautiful fall area. Every level is another aroma. The mountain of spices is also mentioned in the Bible. You need to find that scripture too. And so that's another thing that he took a shadow of and made fall on this earth, which we're entering into that season right now. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I've seen the one in heaven, and it is amazing. And of course, there's spring. And let me tell you, spring is a shadow of the friendly forest in heaven, where the trees sing, the flowers will dance with you, even the rocks cry out and worship him.
And also the field with the copter flowers.
That's right outside the friendly forest,
Yes.
by the way. As you're entering into the friendly forest in heaven, you come down this big hill, and there's these tall flowers. They look sort of like huge daisies.
Yeah.
But the face of the flower is faced upward to the sky, and people run down this hill into this field of flowers everywhere. They grab the stalk, because these flowers are like 6 foot high. They'll grab it and it takes off into the air and takes them like a flower copter. That's what they call them. And it will carry you from there into the friendly forest. So
That's so cool.
because in heaven, the cows drive the tractors. Go ahead and laugh, Jen.
I love it.
If you have any children up there like 3 and over or 2 on up, they always take them to the fun farm because it's where they learn prophetic art. They learn art. They actually have art classes. And this is the wild thing about the fun farm. It's got to be different, right? It can't be like on the earth.
Who are the art instructors?
The art instructors, I love this part. It doesn't matter. I died a long time ago to myself. I don't have my own opinions. I can only share what I saw. The rabbits.
That's right.
Hello. The whole bunny thing and the colored egg thing and looking for them actually comes from heaven. They put all the kids in this big wagon that the cow with coveralls and a farmer's hat drives them to the art barns. It's only going to get better, so don't go anywhere. This is either giving you a joy and celebration or ammunition. Don't waste it on us. We don't listen to the blasting stuff. And here come these 5 and 6 foot tall rabbits, every color of the rainbow you can imagine. They have aprons on. They have all kinds of things in the pockets that they're going to give out to all the children. Are so excited because they know they're going to learn art. But they don't know what they're going to be doing, what kind of art they're going to be doing. And before they even arrived, these rabbits were busy. Because they were going out into the fields. They're picking up these eggs. These eggs are like ostrich eggs of that size. They're all white. Every one of them's white. They're putting them in these baskets. So when the kids come, they pass them down the tables. And all the kids take a couple of these eggs out. And then they have a little mat to set them on. And the angels then begin to give them the brushes. These are brushes. They look very much like brushes on the earth. Except for one thing. They're not sticking them in little containers, plastic containers of paint. Because what happens is the paint is colored light. It's like liquid light. And they're all different colors, and they appear right in front of the children in the air. And they can take and dip their little brush in it, and they begin to paint these eggs, every kind of color that is possible. And they put flowers on them, smiley faces. They probably make them into minions. You know, if they currently went there, if they currently went to heaven, they use all the new stuff that we have. You know, 20, 30 years ago, there were no minions.
No.
But now there's minions. So the painting like swirls all up and down the egg, rainbows, whatever it is. Then they'll hold it in their hand, and they hear this little sound. And the teacher will take the top part of the egg off, and out of that egg, into the rabbit's other paw, will come either a baby chick or a baby rabbit.
Yep.
And those baby chicks and rabbits will be the identical color of what that rabbit painted the egg. So whatever they paint the eggs as, out will come these little chicks and bunnies from these. And then the kids start yelling. They are so excited. They want to finish those eggs. These mushrooms that get to sit on like seats.
Yeah.
They all sit on a little mushroom. They find all the children, and they're all facing in one direction because they're going to see a concert of the flowers. And they'll sit there, and these mushrooms, because this is a supernatural place called heaven, they begin to rise up in the air like where the mushroom is rooted in the ground. It begins to rise them up into the air, and then the flowers come in this huge field. They begin to grow right out of the ground with faces on them. They begin to swirl around each other. They create a beautiful tapestry of all these beautiful flowers, and the flowers begin to sing. Some of them are fun songs, and the kids learn them, and the kids sing them with them. So if you think your child is not having fun in heaven, you better think twice. It's a whole little city in heaven made out of jello, every flavor of jello. They have pools of whipped cream. They have pools of sprinkles, and you can get the jello. You eat the mailboxes. You jump in the houses. They have swimming pools made out of jello. And these kids run to get in this place. And they have a roller coaster called the Rush, which is their biggest roller coaster, that goes up this long track. And then it leaps from the track across the sky of heaven down to another part of the track. And then this track goes down under the crystal sea so you can breathe under the water in heaven. And that was where one of my first powerful testimonies came from, that I saw a young girl who had died recently and was living in heaven with her great-grandfather, and he was taking her someplace to have fun, and that's the first time I found out about he was taking her in to ride the Rush.
I was just sitting there, and I caught movement out of this side of my vision. And I turned to look. And when I did, there was this oval just appeared, and it was like water. It was all watery. And I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it in a dream. I'm looking at it like I'm looking at you. And I'm watching this thing. And way back off in it, I could see in it. And way back off, there was a little person about this big. And he was coming closer. And as he got closer, he got bigger in my vision, until he stepped through that oval of water. And he was taller than me. And it was Jesus. And I'm looking at him. I could tell you what he was wearing. And he told me a lot of things. And then he said this. He said, I will appear to you 3 times like this in your life. Oh, if you could have seen it. And he just, I've been to heaven 3 times, 3 different throne rooms. I could tell you what they look like. I know Kat Kerr's been there thousands of times. I don't know of any more authority than her and Jesse Duplantis on heaven. But I know the throne rooms I've been to. And I never asked to go. I just was there. Don't start seeking things like that. But I've never had that happen. And I've never talked about it much until lately.